Hey there, me again. So this video is for those of you who are pretty much your budget set, everything looks good, but we need to start looking at adding such things as retirement and savings account. It's really important to have an emergency savings account in case anything happens, that you can access that if something bad happens, like an emergency. And you also want to be thinking about, you don't want to work for the rest of your life. So you're going to want to save for when you turn, 60, 65, and you just kind of want to take it easy and not have to worry about making money for the rest of your life. So we need to start planning for that when you're young. So we're going to help our clients, our users, plan for that. So this budget is pretty nice because this person's bringing in a decent amount of money. They only have one car payment. The total expenses aren't that much, and so there's plenty of money left over so that I could add actually more money to this savings account, and I could actually add a retirement plan, and I could put in, $500 a month there if I wanted to. And that would, we could do some math and figure out how much money that would be, after, 40 years or whatever. But what would happen if, so this figure doesn't represent that last category I just added. So notice I added this retirement and I added $500, but if I go down here to total expenses, it doesn't show up right here. It only ends at B22, and this is B23. You see that? So I need to go back up here and add this to my categories or add that to my total or else it won't add in. So I'm going to do a plus sign, and then I'm going to click on that cell, and there we go. Enter, it'll add it up automatically. Okay. So our expenses have grown dramatically. At least, well, not dramatically, like $600. And I have money left over is $1140. So I still have a decent amount of money in case I want to travel or whatever the case may be. But what happens if my income is not $5,000? What if my income is $3,500? Well, that makes things a lot different, right? Because look at how much money I have left over. I am in the negative now. And so I can't put that much money in savings or retirement, or I need to change my expenses somewhere. Okay? So here's where you need to start getting creative. Okay? No, you cannot get rid of your clothing account. You can't get rid of the child, that you may have. You have to eat, nobody is going to starve. And so what are some of the things you can do? So you could reduce the amount of savings you put through every month. You could do maybe 300, and that reduces that number right there to negative 160. And then if you wanted to, you could reduce the retirement a little bit. But let's look at what are some other things we could do. Can we change the mortgage or the rent? Can we have a cheaper place to live? Can we maybe look at a different car? What about, see, and this is a pretty slim budget. This is pretty, there's not a lot going on here. You could change your giving, your donations. I would actually change that to 350 right there, and that would probably help. And now we're only negative 10. Just certain things. Can we not go out to eat as much and maybe bring that to $75? So now I have money left over, $15, which is not a lot of money, but it's better than being in the negative. You cannot live in the negative. Okay, so some of the things that we're going to be looking at here are, does this even make sense? Do these numbers make sense? Like, does it make sense? You know, am I going to, if you're spending $25 a month in groceries, that doesn't make any sense. There's no way you could live like that. You know, do you not have a clothing budget? You know, like you have to have clothes. You know, these are certain things. You could definitely maybe reduce some things. You could look at maybe having a cheaper phone plan, not going out as much, not having this fun money. You know what that means, like no Disneyland, stuff like that. But that's just some of the things you need to be looking at. These all need to make sense. The mortgage and rent, you'd have to prove to me that you found a place that would be the price. So you'd have to show me that that there's an actually, if you put in a place for like $500, you'd have to prove to me that you found that place, because that's really cheap for California. This utilities is pretty cheap, you know. So these are all pretty, you know, normal numbers. But we're going to be looking at these two right here, savings and retirement, making sure that we have an amount. And your goal is going to be to show how much time it's going to take you to achieve what you'd like to have in your savings account, and how you're going to plan for, you know, how much money you're going to have when you plan for retirement. Okay. All right. So that's your next step. You need to be adding that category and then looking to balance this so that you still have money left over, that you're not in the negative. Okay, good luck, and I'll see you on the next one.